Last year, during holiday break, I was browsing online when I came across the most beautiful shoes I've ever seen. They were black with little glitters and a 3-inch platform. When they arrived, I was in awe. I never wanted to take them off. The Monday after break, I decided to wear them to school. The second I stepped off the bus, I got scared. What if someone says a rude comment? What if I'm asked to take them off because they're too distracting? Then something strange happened later that day. Someone had complimented my shoes. Along with that vent, my day was completely fine. I didn't even roll my ankle. I realized nothing mattered when it came to my looks, and making judgments is a silly waste of time. This is why it is important to ignore the appearance of other people. You will feel more relaxed when you take a look at the significant things in life and not outside identity. I don't care about fitting in or getting attention, and neither should you. Trying to make yourself something that you are not is an unnecessary burden. Many people are self-conscious about their appearance, but it is a temporary problem that can be fixed. The inside personality drives the outside to fit the part. At least that is what humans are made to think. We question the unusual. It's just in our nature. There are some aspects of mine that contribute to our outside appearances, but the majority of them are incredibly simple. For example, I wear a yellow shirt, but my neighbor wears an orange shirt. If my neighbor asked me why I'm wearing a yellow shirt, they would already have the answer. I like the shirt. Though this example seems useless and obvious, many people will still question appearance internally. Everyone is entitled to self-expression. Some individuals choose to show it off more than others, and that is fine. If you feel you want to show more self-expression, but you don't have much confidence, here are the steps to get you in the right direction. Step 1, finding your main fears. What is actually holding you back? Take these worries and break them down until you find the problem. Usually these worries are specific. Many people are afraid of heights, but in reality they are only scared of falling from heights. Sometimes these potential burdens don't even have to do with appearance, yet worrying about looks masks the real possible problem. This brings me to step 2, realizing that your problems are not necessarily going to happen. Worries are most likely hypothetical. I would like to think of the saying, cross that bridge when you get to it. One can't always guess reactions. Another aspect to think about is that these worries are silly and overdramatic because most people won't say anything. I've been dressing a bit outlandish for about 2 years now, and I've only received a few hard glares and sarcastic comments, both of which are not that offensive, considering staring is natural and the people saying these comments are really just trying to amuse themselves. Step 3, weaning yourself on. When I started dressing a little bit more unique, I did not do everything all at once. It was a slow but sure process, and by the time it ended, I didn't even think about peers' reactions. I started small and subtle until I didn't care anymore and went flat out eccentric. Feeling comfortable in your own skin shows true identity because nothing is forced and the mind is as a natural and normal state. Step 4, choosing the right distraction. Keeping your mind off of your identity is the easy way to go outside even if you aren't confident. The most important part of your day should be getting work done and having fun. People will notice when an individual is concentrated on their looks rather than important work. When I was at dance competitions, I worried about my makeup and costumes more than actually dancing. But my smudged lipstick should not have stopped me from practicing what I was actually there for. In this instance, I chose the wrong distraction. The correct distraction will help you for a week or longer. The incorrect distraction would only apply for a day or less. This is how you can set your priorities straight and realize that your appearance will not affect your whole life. Even if you are insecure, do not let your worries about your appearance be reflected in your work. Your inside intelligence should be your biggest focus during work or school. Step 5, go outside. An individual should not get anxious about reactions that they haven't even received. Maybe it's not so bad in the outside world as you think. When an action is experienced multiple times, it is less frightening. Remember the first time you went on a roller coaster and felt sick or scared out of your mind? What if you wanted it multiple times? It would become normal and possibly enjoyable. Slowly but surely, I became more confident in myself the first month or so after I changed my look. I don't think I ever would have felt more comfortable with myself if I did not have the experiences before. This technique is not just used with self-esteem, but also with fears. Therapists recommend immersion therapy in order to face fears and get comfortable with them. Another example is the countless artist icons we look up to. David Bowie is known for his odd and eccentric style of music and visual arts, yet he never would have been discovered if he wasn't confident. The same goes for artists such as Prince, Madonna, and even Lady Gaga. All of these musicians are looked up to for their originality, but they needed to show their true selves before popularity. Confidence is key in life. Job interviews, family life, school, big speeches, etc. People feel better when they are aware that you know what you're doing. So how do you obtain this so-called confidence? This brings me to step 6, fake it till you make it. It is easiest to make yourself confident when you act like you're confident at first. This way you can see what you would act like if you're a more extroverted character. I'm very shy in real life, but acting like I had confidence made me see how the world works for extroverted people. Rather than thinking too hard about their words in conversation, they simply spoke their minds and made their true intelligence and opinion show. By faking it, you can learn about what is holding you back in the first place. This correlates with the first step, finding the main fears. I'm not saying that you should change your whole personality, but putting a different side of yourself out there will bring forth the confidence you never thought you had. Eventually, this fake persona will become a habit and turn into real confidence. This rolls into the next step. What can I do to improve this confidence? Step 7, smile and chuckle. Laugh everything off. The comments, the stares, the actions, laugh it all off. When something is associated with humor, it hits you softer and can actually make you happy sometimes. Once my brother forgot to pick me up from school and I had to wait 10 minutes. During this time, at least 4 people walked up to me and commented things on my shoes that I mentioned earlier. They would say things like, "How tall are those?" and "Wow, look at those shoes." My personal favorite is, "How do you walk in those?" One boy said, "I like your shoes," in a sarcastic tone. I looked at him, laughed, and said the same thing back. People will get irritated when they know they can't bother you, and they will feed off of when you show your heart. When others see their comments as rude, I see them as a free 2-second comedy show. I had a teacher start talking to a classmate right next to me. After this teacher finished speaking, she stared at me for a full 5 seconds, which is a long time for just looking at a person. I smiled back as she looked in utter confusion. Presenting people with kindness after they are rude to you can shock them, and those people will make really funny faces that actors could never copy. One guideline to this step is always being kind. Stick to smiling, laughing, saying thank you, and making compliments. Never resort to being negative back, because the commenter will never learn their lesson. As long as you stay positive, your confidence will grow and you will feel better for your actions towards others. The next up is the most important, simple, and effective step. Step 8, just relax. Step 8 is a mix of previous steps all into one. Simply stay carefree. It is your choice to have comments and actions agitate you. By putting these aside, there is one less problem in your life. Ignore the unimportant aspects because they do not matter for the time being. It may take a while, but in the long run, these little burdens will go away. You just need to face them, breathe, and figure out its little significance. On some occasions, it's okay to say, "I don't care." These words have power. They take away all of the negative connotations of the words beforehand. Remember, not everything is a big deal. Not everything will affect your life forever and ever. You just need to remember these 8 steps when you wake up in the morning. 1, what am I afraid of? 2, how can I get rid of this? 3, 4, and 5, I'll do it little by little, but I have to face it. 6, if I show that I'm confident, maybe I will be. 7. If something is rude, I'll just laugh about it. And finally, 8. I don't need to care about this. I can be myself without any worries. Now that you have these directions, you can be comfortable in your own skin. You can honestly say, I'm okay with myself, and I don't care what other people think. This is where you show self-expression without a second thought, and that is how you display your true identity.